Hey everybody, welcome back to Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions. Sunday's here. Thank God for it. It's good to be here. So I stepped out for a second. And I came back and people were saying some weird things in chat. So I guess for introductions, I'm Josh. I'm the real Josh T of JnJ Tabletop. If Jake could go next and then maybe explain this whole, like, you think chicken looks like beef Wellington?
No, I don't. So Izzy's sharing pictures of the food that she's snacking on before the game.
Is he snacking on beef Wellington right now?
Yes, clearly it's not. I took a quick glance at it and I saw what looked like some kind of meat wrapped in bread, and I was like, oh, did you have like beef Wellington? And then Evan makes this like really weird face. I'm like, whatever. And he starts giving me all this crap in our little player chat. I'm like, what's going on? I know what beef Wellington looks like. Goodness. My name's Jake. I play Vael. He's an elven fighter. Just someone else go, Michael.
Well, one more.
I'm Master Yoda, Michael. Plays Mac. And what looked like beef Wellington, it did not look like beef Wellington, was chicken stir fry. You know, those snap peas, they sure do look like the outside of beef Wellington. Gets you every time.
I hate you all. Oh my god.
I told you I wasn't here for this. I'm asking for knowledge sake.
That's true. Josh is the only one who's still alive to me.
He was talking about the rice, which was perfectly fried, so I still don't think it would look like beef Wellington.
The rice is in another bowl! Oh my god.
On to the next one.
I guess I'll go. My name's Evan, or Evbo. Play Echo, the halfling monk, and I've never mistaken chicken for beef Wellington in my life.
Nice feather to put in your cap.
It's my turn now. I'm Izzy. I play Melly, and I've never accidentally eaten chicken and vegetables and rice and thought it was beef Wellington.
Well, good for you! How come every time we somehow manage to make the conversation about food, though? I just have to say that.
Hey. Food's important. I think, food is my favorite, I think.
I'm a fan.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for hanging out tonight. This is Rare Drop Roleplay, specifically where we do all of the tabletop RPG live play things. We have our game here tonight, as you know, hopefully. There's also a game on Thursday nights, which is run by our very own Captain Robert. And Robert, we actually did a video with him recently on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/JnJ Tabletop. So if you want to hear him talk about life and tabletop RPGs and old pixel video games and Destiny, you could find him there.
We really did talk about a lot of stuff. It was awesome.
That was the longest table talk we've done.
I think it was.
It was like an hour and a half long, I think.
Yeah.
But it's all cool. Good stuff, honestly. And also, fun fact, if you go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/JnJ Tabletop, you'll be able to find a playlist with all of the old videos of this show, as well as the new ones. And you could also find the new ones on Rare Drop Roleplay on their YouTube. So we'll be, constantly putting them out, like officially, but we do have all of the videos available. Some of them are just unlisted. You could still find them in the playlist though. So, however you're watching, listening, whatever, please feel free to drop us a like, comment, subscribe, whatever is applicable, follow. We'd appreciate it. Speaking of youtube.com/JnJ Tabletop, what is that?
I'm glad you asked, Josh. youtube.com/JnJ Tabletop is basically where you can learn to take over the world through the power of good Dungeons and Dragons.
The same thing we do every day.
Yes. No, but seriously, it's basically just the D&D community and how-to channel that Josh and I have started. And you'll also see all these other knuckleheads here making their appearances in games and videos and all sorts of fun stuff. But yeah, we just love talking about D&D, and at the end of it all, we want to help you get the most out of your games. And so that's exactly what you'll be able to do if you watch our videos. You already mentioned the table talk that we had that came out this week. And then we did a little showed the fighter some love with 5 tips for a better action surge. Something I loved. I enjoyed thinking about that when we were fighting our white dragon. And so it just got the ball rolling. I'm pretty sure that's when I wrote that note down for content. It's usually how it goes. And upcoming, actually I just finished editing the video today, is Dungeon Masters, how do you handle it when your players are too powerful? What are you supposed to do? So that's coming up this Wednesday, probably at 11 a.m. Eastern, so you can just do that. And then we've got our quick lesson. We've got a lesson here that I'm ready. I'm gonna do it. I don't know if it's possible for you to put a minute timer on the screen when you do this for YouTube later. I'm gonna give 3 tips for having a great session 0. Session 0 is very important. It's where you set expectations. You're gonna discuss what everyone wants out of the upcoming game to make sure everybody's having fun. The next thing that's super important, you're going to set boundaries. There are certain topics or themes or anything like that might make people uncomfortable. You have to at least open the door to be able to talk about those kind of things and make sure you foster an environment that people are comfortable enough to express that to you. And then last but not least, what I like to do in a session 0 is to take the characters out for a little test drive, make a nice little fun combat that you kind of just kill some goblins or something really simple and easy. And yeah, there's more, but of course you have to go to youtube.com/JnJ Tabletop to see the big video. Done! I did it!
The test drive is actually super important because that lets you know how your characters work together. It's slept on, you know?
Absolutely. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Good job, Jake. You did that in like 45 seconds. That's
yeah! That might go on TikTok then.
Everybody clap for Jake.
Looks like old man still got some speed.
Oh, nope, not gonna say it. Never mind.
Hey.
How long does it take, as we're talking about speed,
Oh, God.
how long does it take you to decide whether something is chicken or beef Wellington?
I plead the 5th. I'm not answering that.
All right. Well, with that being said, everyone, please clip your favorite moments of tonight. If there's anything cool or fun or dramatic, or if there's the TPK, or if Echo dies, or if Mac loses his hand in like some sort of weird portal thing. These are all just possibilities, if any of those things happen, just clip it, because then we'll be able to look back on it and be like, wow, remember when that thing happened? I do, because I have a clip of it. So clip stuff. Speaking of clips, also, that video that we did on Action Search, there's a very funny clip of me in the end screen. So, yeah, I mean, you should check that one out. It's very, I did something very stupid. So
Straight
watch
fire.
that video and watch the end screen. Candles can be dangerous, folks. Anyway, does anyone have anything they want to shout out that's happening this week, or any exciting things or anything like that? No, nothing. No. All right.
Oh,
Well,
actually, I think I had
yes.
one thing I wanted to discuss.
Oh, we're all out of time. Sorry.
Oh.
No, go ahead, Jake.
I just want to say I think my cousin Michael is very handsome, and that's all I'm gonna say right now. I love him.
Yeah, he's very handsome.
Yep.
Really, the only reason I come back here every week and play this game,
Love it.
honestly.
You weren't hundreds of miles away, I tell you what.
What?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yep.
Evan's just like, where's my popcorn at?
Okay. All right.
It's one of those nights.
Well, since there's nothing else going on, let's step back into the world of Wildmount, and we will do a quick little recap. And if you want a little bit longer of a recap, go to there's a tweet about it. Just check out the tweet. I think this is the link in chat too. I don't know, either that or like a cat video. So click on it and find out. But last time on Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions. Yes, Izzy, go back and watch the last episode for a longer recap. Last time on Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions. That was good. Our adventurers had been looking for Master Dinoa. They have this magical nuke thing, and they thought, well, what should I do with this? Maybe Master Dinoa would know. They went back to give it to him, but he is missing. He's been gone for 3 weeks. So they followed some leads, brought them to a very eccentric man named Oscar, who had a shop of trinkets. And in his shop, he had this box, this puzzle box of sort, that he believed was intended for Echo. But he said he couldn't give it to Echo yet, because some half-elf woman, went into his store, knocked over his favorite pot, and stole an urn containing the ashes of one of the clerics who chained the Oblivion. Now, they didn't really know where to go from there, so they had a group discussion, talked, and they ended up doing some shopping, all sorts of stuff like that. And then they found the lovely, the eccentric Jasper Alavodka. How you doing? And they partied with him a little bit, and he took them back to his house, got real serious, and explained to Vael and Melly and Mac while Echo was growing up that these are not people you want to get involved with. He said that this half-elf was involved in some sort of cult going on somewhere in the woods. They're trying to do something. He doesn't know exactly what, but a lot of his friends who do other things were they ran into them, and he said it was not great for them. So he said, be careful, but he's going to find out some information for you. And then we went to sleep. And there was a whole lot of drama and fun information in there. If you want all the specifics of that, then watch the episode. But so you went to sleep. That being said, Vael.
Yes?
What happens during a trance?
So, that's a really good question. I think originally when I did it, I was mixing up Star Wars Saga Edition Jedi trance rules with Elven trance rules. But what we have been doing here is that elves don't have to sleep. They can kind of, in a way, almost just kind of meditate, sort of, kind of like a semi-conscious state for 4 hours to get the benefits of a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of they're still aware of their surroundings. I'm not sure that's a D&D thing. I think that's a Star Wars thing, but that's the way we've played it so far. here.
That's the way I've always played it, I think.
Yeah. So I imagine, if I remember correctly, Jasper kind of passed out completely drunk, like on his kitchen floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
exactly.
so, since Vael didn't really need a pillow and blanket, he took care of Jasper, and then kind of just leaned up against the couch or something that would, work for him. And he's got a fur-lined cloak, so he used that as his blanket.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Nice.
cold up there in the graying wildlands, Josh.
So, after about like an hour or so of your trance meditative state, you kind of begin to drift off in a way.
We going dark?
Yes.
Okay.
The small lights in the room and even the fact that you have dark vision would, kind of change the darkness to like more like a black and white, like grayish kind of look. All of that starts to fade. And you're in darkness. And it's a familiar darkness. And for now, it's just quiet and empty. What do you do?
I think Vael would stand up. And she says, "Hello? Are you there?"
There's like an echo as you say hello, and when you stand up, it's almost as if there's like you're in very, very shallow water, almost like a puddle that just stretches out. So every step you take, there's a little bit of like a ripple in this vast dark.
Yes?
It has been some time. You are safe.
Yes, your lead on the leading out of the Underdark proved successful. Thank you.
And your friends, are they safe?
For now, yes.
Good. Our arrangement has been one-sided. To this point, I have something I need from you. A task you must complete.
All right.
The path you are on, the path you are leading, it will take you to this half out, to a cult you wish to uncover things that should not be uncovered. When you go, when you find these ashes, this urn, kill every last one of those who would take it, and those who would use it.
What are they trying to do?
Some things that were once buried should stay that way. I know it is your nature to uncover these things. They wish to uncover something that is better left dead. Some things should remain hidden.
Like Thara's Dune?
As well as others.
Who are you? Are you the Whispered One?
You wouldn't even begin to understand. You are not ready. Have I kept my promises to you?
You have.
Then that should be enough. Do not fail me.
I actually didn't understand what you said, sorry.
Do not fail me.
Why not? My friends are very uncomfortable with you.
Your friends fear what they don't understand.
Who are you then?
You know
Help me.
better. Do this task, and we'll talk more, if that is what you wish.
All right.
There's just like an eerie silence and emptiness that you begin to feel, more so than before. And it kind of lingers, and you remain in this state, in this place, or whatever you would want to call it, for a few minutes before it begins to fade out, and you're back in the beat up apartment or home with Jasper a la vodka.
The juxtaposition on that. I think Vael is just kind of startles a little bit out of his trance for a moment. Just looks around the room.
You see everyone's sleeping. No. It's weird to see Max sleep without his sleep cap.
Right. I think Vael just summons Isla. And just kind of just pulls her in and just pets her and doesn't really do much else except it's just a little anxious, I think. And then tries to enter back into his trance as best he can to make sure he can complete his rest.
Okay. Yeah, so you're able to do that. And morning does come, and I'll say this as well. How early do you think you would wake up, like out of that, or do you think you would just kind of like chill out and relax, like for the extra time, or?
I know Vael had not only his own kind of mishmash diary and notes that he has, plus he had papers that I think we took from the witch's hut, plus papers from the like arcane laboratory we found. I think he would just probably be thumbing through that and trying to not think about what just happened, but not expecting anything to come of reading it, but just to read it again maybe and see
Okay.
what... Yeah.
Papers from the hut, and what was the other one?
Forget the wizard's name, but the one that Melly ended up using the sleet storm on, like wrecking.
Yes.
He had grabbed a few papers, I think, before.
Yeah, he
So-
grabbed the journal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for right now's sake, why don't you roll me a investigation?
Sure. 30-20.
30-20?
Yes, sir.
Very nice. Okay. That's not going to mean anything right now, but
Okay.
it is noted.
Yeah, I don't think he's necessarily looking for anything. He's just reading to occupy his mind.
What's your passive perception again?
Vael's passive is a 14.
Okay. Yeah, so you're just doing your thing, and it's still fairly early. Like it's before anyone else has woke up yet. You see Jasper actually come back into the building, and he's like, "Oh my! I didn't think you'd be awake."
I don't need to sleep.
I suppose you
he just
are
points
an
to
elf.
the ear. Yeah, points to one of his ears.
And
How are you feeling? Did you
I'm
sleep
feeling
well?
well enough. Thank you. I brought these back for you all. And he's got like a little bag, hands it to you, and he there's like a big like jar pot thing as well. Puts that down. Just gonna say, I have some more things I need to do. I'll be back. Make yourselves at home.
Sure, thank you. That's very kind. He opens the bag. See what's inside.
Yeah, it is egg, bacon, and cheese on a roll. Or excuse me, I say that differently than anyone else does. It's bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll. Sorry.
There it is.
Salt, pepper, ketchup.
yeah. Salt, pepper, ketchup. How you doing?
Yeah.
So I mean, Vael, you do whatever you do with that.
I think his
but
eyes kind
after,
of widen, like, ooh.
After a few moments after that's been opened up, I would say, Mac, you smell breakfast. It smells good. You're awake.
It smells like some good breakfast going on.
And does it look like there's enough for everybody?
Yes, there's enough for everybody, and after Mac, anyone else can join in, and whenever you feel makes sense.
Yeah. So they'll just like puts this stuff out on the kitchen table. Tries to set it up orderly. And if it's just Mac right now. The other two are still asleep.
Unless they
Echo.
say otherwise. Okay.
Echo would probably wake up to the smell of bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah, I had a feeling. I think seeing Echo kind of come out of it, Vael would pick up one sandwich, put it on a plate, and kind of walk over to Jasper's room and very, very lightly kind of on the door. Ellie? Are you awake?
I'm gonna go ahead and say that Melly probably got up and was just meditating for a little bit. She's probably a little unsettled on the tummy, but she took it like a champ.
All right.
Yes, come in.
Just kind of slowly opens the door. Jasper brought us breakfast. I didn't know what condition you would be in.
Well, I feel not as great as I normally do, but I definitely rested well. Is everyone else up?
Yes, Jasper, he left to run some kind of errand, I think. Which, I think we actually all need to talk.
Okay. I'll come to the kitchen. Just gonna get up, go over to the kitchen. Or dining room, wherever we're eating.
Yeah.
Before you continue, Izzy, you said Melly was meditating. Is that just the thing that she was doing, or did you want
Ah.
good.
I think she was just trying to get recentered after a very fun night filled with drinking. Just trying to like recenter herself.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we didn't gloss over that if that's something you wanted to do. So, you are in whatever room you're eating in.
Yeah, I think once everybody's there and has their sandwich and whatnot, as soon as there's a moment, he says, "So, I had a visitor last night." His face looks very serious and dark.
Are you okay? What happened?
He gave me a task. So, whatever these cultists are trying to do, he wants me to kill every single one of them. Because he doesn't want them to complete whatever they're doing. I have to admit, I'm a little confused on that. I had thought perhaps they were trying to do something with Barristan, the Chained Oblivion, because the ashes of a cleric that helped chain him in the first place, but I asked him point blank if he was Barristan. He said something to the effect of, "I cannot comprehend what he is, I'm not ready for that." And I asked if he was the Whispered One, Ekna. And he said some things are better left buried. Vael looks like he's trying to recall the conversation, maybe failing a little bit on the exact details of it. Got the impression he doesn't... Maybe he's not one of the prime deities or the betrayer gods. Ricky referenced an elder evil. I'm wondering if that's perhaps more right than we thought. And he just glances over at Echo, because he was there for that conversation.
Echo's kind of rubbing his the bridge of his nose a little bit. Like you could tell he's there, he's in the conversation, but I think this took him so off guard, especially, with the nature of the task. You get a little bit of a vibe like knew this was coming. Like we were talking about the bill, bill's got to come sometime.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's sort of the oh great. But he doesn't respond. He doesn't respond vocally. You could tell he's doing his best to just take all the information in, and we'll move forward from there.
Vael just looks at Melly and Mac, eyes just going back and forth to see how they're reacting.
Had we already finished our food at this point, or would there have been food still there?
I'd say you're probably halfway in.
I would say I'm still munching on my sandwich. Maybe just probably nodding and chewing just a little bit slower than he had previously been. But he doesn't say anything.
Melly would have stopped eating, at whatever point Vael brought it up. So if it was at the very beginning, she maybe took a bite of her food. So he or it gave you very little information and then said to kill a bunch of people.
People we are about to fight. In theory. He looks sad when he says that.
Well, I mean, our goal was to get the urn back, not necessarily even engage them.
Not enough to just take back what they took.
He was pretty clear.
And what happens if we don't?
I don't know. I would like to know more about what they're trying to do.
Well, if he needs us to kill people, and we didn't do what he said, most likely somebody or something would be coming after us. But it would be something that we could fight.
I think Vael probably for the first time takes a bite of his sandwich right there.
Well, one thing is certain. We definitely need more information. I know that we probably have exhausted the research that we can complete here. But if we can figure out more about what this group is doing, maybe we can find another way to stop them. Sort of like, maybe if we just take down the leader, the rest of it will come crumbling down.
Vael has a very sad smile. And then just shakes his head, no. It is what it is. I haven't made any sort of decision as of yet. And just face is kind of flat. I want to know what they're doing. I don't take the decision to kill lightly.
Whatever they're doing, your patron seems to be worried about it, so... things to keep in mind, I guess.
I was thinking the same thing.
This is a really good sandwich. He just kind of takes a bite of his sandwich. No expression, but...
It is.
Is it possible that maybe whoever is, behind this isn't necessarily evil if they're tasking you with trying to stop other people who are doing bad things.
I think there are far too many variables and unknowns for us to know for sure.
I think evil and good is a lot more gray than most would like to admit.
I really wish that was not true, but I agree. I just want more information, and that was a nice little carrot he seemed to dangle at the end. And he kind of tries to pant him, like, finish this task, and then we'll talk. When I asked him who he was.
Well, then he knows you better than you might think.
Mac actually chuckles at that just a little bit.
Oh, he knows I'm curious. Too curious sometimes. But it is what it is.
Where did these, where's Jasper?
I don't know. He got the sandwiches, brought them here, and then left. Said he had to do something. Maybe he's finding out the information to find where we need to go specifically. And we should probably but we should discuss the ring too. I believe right now there is an absorb elements in there, but we should discuss who should have it and what we put in there, because I think who has it would depend on what we put in there. Is that something you want to have, Echo?
If you decide it's the right person to have it, and if you trust me enough, then yes.
I think Vael just looks at Melly and Mac at that point.
I'm more than okay with that.
So as long as you're comfortable with taking it, it's not a matter of trusting. I know you're capable.
Echo nods a little softly and says, If you're sure, Melly, then okay.
We have confidence in you, Echo, but if this is going to be a burden for you, I'd be happy to use it as well.
I just need to know that what happened to that man won't happen with you. That it will work. Can you promise me that it will work?
Phil kind of shrugs and looks at Millie, and yeah.
Mellie's gonna reach over. I don't know if Echo's hand is on the table, she's gonna put her hand on top of Echo's. There's always a little bit of risk. You can never guarantee for certain that things will go exactly the way that it's planned. But it's having the opportunity to do something different. Something that might change the course. I know it feels like a heavy responsibility, but consider it an opportunity and not a burden, if you can.
The chance to save one of your lives is not a burden by any means. But losing one of you because I've failed to do it correctly, or when I had a chance and did it wrong, and I can't think of anything heavier than that.
What happened to that man, I am certain, had nothing to do with you at all.
Would it be a matter of you not doing it right? It's a matter of getting there in time, which is not something that I can do all the time. You did everything correctly. If you want to think about it,
No. I'll take it. I'll use it.
Melly, can you put some more basic healing magic in there as well?
yes. Do we know? Do we know where today is going to be taking us?
I would assume into the forest. But I have been wrong before. Kind of chuckles to himself slightly. And if you want any of my magic in there, Echo, I would be happy to do that as well. I don't know how you feel about that sort of thing.
What kind of magic?
Well, I don't think it came up. But currently, there is something that will protect you against an elemental attack. We can get rid of that if you wish. I have a shield spell that can momentarily protect you from an incoming attack. I have a spell that's good against good and evil and foreign creatures, and another spell that helped us defeat the dragon greatly. I put a hex on the dragon?
I don't know if I understand. I've heard the word hex, but what does that mean?
It enhanced my ability to inflict damage on it. The more often you hit it, the more effective it is. And he just kind of shrugs. I actually think it would be quite effective in your hands. Not that you need to feel pressure for that at all. There are plenty of other fine options to choose from.
So it would make my attacks stronger against whatever it affects?
Yes.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
All right. So what are we're going to do some rearranging here on the spells.
Probably, right? You get 5 levels of spells in the ring?
Yeah.
So we may only be able to go down to like... Is Hex a level 1 spell? Or...
It is. So it sounds like Revivify, Hex, and Healing Word.
We probably want to get rid of the
Absorb Elements.
Absorb Elements, yeah. I think it's... I mean, we don't know, but...
Healing Word is a little more universally useful.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. So we're going to do Healing Word at first level.
That's a... Oh crap, Melly went down. Get her up.
Yep. And then we will do Revivify, which means I only have 2 castings of that left. And then
Hex.
that's 3, that, and then Hex. Okay.
I feel like from the outside looking in, there's just these like bright lights coming from inside, just like
From the basement window. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And then like a dark cloud.
I was going to say, except for when shadow surrounds the ring and just like it's absorbed into it. Oh boy. Yep. So, do you want me to mark off that spell slot, or is there enough time for a short rest before we do something else and I could just...
There's enough time for a short rest for sure.
Okay. I know that's
Not a
not the
long
same for
rest.
Melly, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
So mark off a level 3 and a level 1. And then Jake's a fighter, so he... It's the fighter benefit. Or is that a warlock benefit? I don't know which one. Either way.
His Eldritch Knight spells are long rest, but his Warlock one's short rest.
Very nice. Yeah, so I mean, like while you're kind of figuring all this stuff out, eating and resting and all that, Jasper returns and he just says, "Oh, well, look who decided to wake up. How's everyone feeling this morning?"
Grand.
Doing great. These sandwiches are fantastic.
Ah, good. See, I told you. I am a perfect host. Now, we had talked last night about your half-elf query. I was able to go through and find out a little bit more information. I have here. I can write it on your map where they've been. It's a bit east of here. into the woods. Probably about half a day's travel. Maybe faster, if you're fast.
The reasoning makes sense to me.
Indeed. And he he will just say, now, I was not able to find out how many there were. Only that there were quite a bit. And my friends, who are pretty powerful, I might add, they felt it necessary to sneak and go around, so as not to encounter them. There's something going on, some chanting, some yelling, weird stuff.
You don't happen to know what they were trying to do, do you?
Darling, do I look like that's something that I would have even the slightest inkling about?
No.
Well, that was very rude and hurtful. But you are correct. There was one other thing. Where did you four say you were before you came to Bysaes Tyl?
We didn't.
And might I ask where you were before you came to Bysaes Tyl? Oh, come on, Nico. Really, it's me.
I have a bad feeling I know why you're asking this question. But, a little town called Uthadern.
Did you by chance leave in haste? For good reason?
If you're not leaving someplace in haste, did you really have a good time? And I give him a wink.
It'll be like, well, you do raise a good point. So, reason I'm asking, I heard through the grapevine something pretty bad went down there. Dwendals are pissed. There is a man pretty high up in the chain. Sort of guard, investigator, executioner if he needs to be, maybe inquisitor, best term, I don't know, I just try to stay away from him as best I can. Well, I heard he was looking for 2 halflings and a woman, and a human woman, give me, and an elf man. So?
Did you say anything to this person?
Of course not.
Do you know where they may be headed?
Inquisitor?
Yes.
Probably spending some time in town, if I had to guess, and moving from there, asking questions and things in the sort. It's hard to say for sure. I mean, if you four happen to be the lucky four who are being searched for, you are in at least the smallest bit of luck, as the residents of Bysaes Tyl really do not like the Dwendalian Empire very much, even though we are part of Dwendalian Empire, but barely.
You didn't happen to catch a name of this Inquisitor, did you?
Not quite.
They didn't mention if one of the halflings had sideburns, did they?
They did not.
Well, we have a location on the map. I see no reason to waste any time. Do any of you?
No.
All right.
Depends on the name of this Inquisitor. But anyway, on we go.
Right, well, you'll be safe. Keep this one out of trouble.
Keep yourself out of trouble.
Echo, I live for trouble. Come on. You know this.
I know.
He'll walk over to Jasper and just kind of put his hand out.
He'll give you a little like handshake thing, but then I'll pull you in and give you a hug.
Yeah, he'll definitely reciprocate.
Hopefully we'll see each other again soon, but if we have to leave here in a hurry for no reason, it was great to see you, Jasper.
It's good to see you too, old friend. And if
Just
you,
gonna tighten it a little. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh, that's fine. If you do have time, definitely seek me out while you're off doing whatever it is you're doing. I'll see if I could find anything. Find out any more information. Maybe the name of your gambling friend over there. And he'll wink.
Just be careful about this.
Absolutely.
Careful. Well, they don't call me Jasper Danger Olivodka for no reason.
Danger really is your middle name, isn't it?
Who calls you that?
I will from now on.
Good man, good man. Flattery will get you everywhere.
Well, I think it's obvious that we would like to avoid any Imperial entanglements. So,
Well, if you find yourself looking for a different sort of entanglement, you know where to find me.
I think Vael just smiles. He's like, walked right into that one, didn't I? He just extends his hand to shake Jasper's.
He'll shake your hand.
Thank you for taking care of us, Jasper.
Of course. And he'll look to all of you and say, well, you are welcome to share my roof whenever you need it. And Melly, you're welcome to share my bed whenever you like. and he will give you all a bow, and then just kind of walk out and leave you to it. And with that, we will take our first break of the night.
Oh boy.
He's an equal opportunity.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call
Not discriminating.
If anybody has any questions about anything, just throw them in chat, whether it's about characters, concepts, roles, whatever, or something going on in your game at home. Throw it in chat, and we will get to it as we return. We will get back into the game as Jasper Alavodka bows and begins to leave. And he's like, he'll turn back around and be like, I don't know if this is relevant or not, but some of these people at this camp, they were wearing purple hooded cloaks, and they had a sort of symbol that almost looked like a sun with a dot in the middle, you know, with like a circle with like rays outside and another filled in circle in the middle. Anyway, I'm sure it doesn't matter. Best of luck to you. If there's anything I can do,
Does
you
that
know
ring a
where to
bell?
find me. Does that ring a bell? How embarrassing. Well,
I mean, I think I know what it is.
you know what it is?
We've seen these before. I believe the exact same color cloak and everything.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember where?
Back in Malesmere.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct.
Near the Temple of the Dawn Father.
No,
What?
that is incorrect.
All right. Well, 30 pages back in my notes, I would say Evan is correct.
Oh, well. I thought you were talking about the Cerberus Assembly.
There were a lot of different people groups that were hanging around the ruins of Molesmere when you were there.
Okay.
One of them, who you saw, was a group of people in purple hooded robes and cloaks with that symbol on it. If I remember correctly, I think you saw them get ripped apart by shadowy elves in the night.
Okay.
If that rings a bell. It was the same night that Vael spoke to Spooky Johnson.
Ah, so it's correlated.
Everything's correlated.
Correlated.
If you look strongly enough. Okay. I guess now we try to keep a low profile as we leave the city. If unless I'm missing something from the rest of our group here. I don't think I'd be looking to have a conversation until we leave. How about any of you?
I'm trying to keep a low profile.
Same.
Is there a lot of half-elves, dwarves, gnomes in the city?
Let's see. I could give you the exact outline of what lives in the city.
Well, we know there's no half elves.
Yeah, no, there's no half elves. There are not really any half elves. Let's see. The population is 83% elves, 7% humans, and 10% other races. Which you just know because you're just a geography person, and you just know about places and statistics.
Sounds about right. Mac's side hobby.
Mac has a notebook where he just counts every type of person he meets and then categorizes all of them.
Mac, the ultimate racial profiler.
Oh man.
Yikes.
Mac's like, I saw a gnome today.
Oh boy.
Dear
Gosh.
Okay, so what were you hoping to do with that information?
I was curious as to what all kind of precautions we might need to take as we were leaving the city.
What kind of precautions do you think you should take as you leave the city?
Vael
I
casts
would
disguise self.
turn himself into a dwarf.
No, human. Someone who looks like he could be Melly's brother or something like that. Tries to model the features in that way.
Melly, does he look like your brother?
Someone who could be.
I'm just asking if you look like her brother, because she does have a brother.
He just turns into Melly with a big swirly twirly mustache.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with yes. He does look like one of my brothers. I'm just gonna look over and just... Vael, that is uncanny. And kind of just like reach out and not actually touch his face, really put my hand real close to his face. I'm not touching you.
I am
No,
aware.
it doesn't have the same effect.
Okay. It's an illusion, actually, and like he kind of shows where the ear should be pointed and how it hits where it, like his ears look smaller now. Yes, I'm an
Right,
only
so
child,
what are we
Michael,
doing?
and I did get it. That was, you have nothing to say unless I'm touching you. You have nothing to say unless I touch you.
So Jake is using disguise self to look like a human, specifically Melly's brother. Anyone else?
Melly will pull her hair like back and put it like in a bun on top of her head. And then her cloak has been on the like forest green brownish side this whole time, so she's gonna have that on with her hood up.
Mac is just gonna drop like maybe 12 feet back from them, so it's not like we're traveling as a group.
Mm-hmm.
Just heading to work on another work day.
But you don't want to assume the disguise of Lord Baraka Obamius?
No, I thought about it, but I was actually gonna get an outfit from Jasper, but
Very nice.
Echo's
Might be a
already
little
wearing
big.
a cool new vest, so
He's already what?
he's already wearing a cool new vest. So
Did you
I
give
think
him
I'll-
the cool new vest?
Nope. He doesn't
Oh.
have it yet.
all right, then he's
How
not wearing a cool new
embarrassing.
vest. I'm really embarrassed right now. I think actually what Echo's gonna do is let his hair down. He always keeps it up in the bun.
Oh my.
my gosh. How long is his hair?
I
Is
would
it
say his
luscious
hair.
locks?
I would say his hair is deceptively long. It's very, very curly. So it hangs down, but like when it's all like you've seen like strings of it down, and like maybe for like a minute when like washing himself, he would like kind of let it out, but it's a little poofy, but it mostly hangs down. I would say it's like maybe right around shoulder length. You imagine if it wasn't as curly, it would be significantly longer. If there were some way to, I don't know, straighten his hair, it would be very long.
Vael's like, I'll be ready in 30 minutes. You know. Okay.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. So you're just trying to kind of escape the city and lay low, do it quietly.
Yeah.
Okay. Two things. One, Izzy and, well, I guess these are both of the things. Izzy and Evan, both of you have an inspiration die, D20 inspiration, for the events of last week's episode. Because, you know, that was great. All
right.
And
Jake and Michael, do better next time.
Jake and Michael, you did great, but I mean,
It's all good. I just have to say it.
Echo dropped the bomb on all of us, and Millie went and explained everything there was to explain about Plum Wine. There's a lot of character-specific things that happen. Everyone gets their share of inspiration. There's no, but yeah. So why don't you all roll stealth, or performance, whichever feels right. How about this? Why don't you roll a? Just stealth or performance.
I get to re-roll those.
Oh my God.
It's been a long time since I got a nat 1.
Wow.
I got a 17.
Nice.
14.
16 on performance.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Sorry, hold
I
on. The
feel like
die.
that makes more sense, at least for Mac in this case, going down the street.
Well, if I do performance, mine's an 8 instead of a 14, so I'm sticking with stealth. Hold on. How you perform to pretend to be someone's brother.
So, I got a natural 20.
Nice.
Plus 5 for my performance, so it's a 25.
Very nice. All right. Are you all walking together aside from Mac?
Probably not, to be honest, after seeing Mac, like, split off a little bit. I think Echo would probably catch the idea, like, oh yeah. Unless he explicitly, says, I'm going to stay back so we don't look like we're traveling as a group. But Echo would definitely, I think, get the hint and maybe walk a little bit off to the side.
Okay.
Since my disguise is a brother-sister thing, I would just be near Melly. Yeah, you're going to say the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Yeah, so you're able to kind of move through the city and kind of doing that thing. Anytime you see a crowd, you just kind of go straight into it and become one with the masses. Mac, why don't you roll a perception check? Actually, well, for now, Mac, why don't you roll a perception check?
That is a 15.
15?
Yes.
Okay. as you are walking down this road, you see a group of Dwendal guards, and among them is this kind of it's a very large human male, in this ornate armor, and you recognize him. You recognize him as someone who was in the room where it happened. He was one of the guards who was protecting Lord Baraka when you jumped in that fateful night and threw a dagger through the window. I would say the rest of you guys like notice this guy and notice that he is like, his armor is much nicer than anyone else's, but Mac is really the only one who would recognize him, as he's the one who jumped out the window and chased Mac down.
That was my question.
Which is
okay. Yep.
I mean, at the moment, I would keep moving forward. I mean, I would try to put just a little bit of extra distance. Like, I don't know how wide of a road or exactly like where it would be without making it obvious that I'm not, trying to interact or get away from him.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you guys, kind of like a long, stressful walk through the city, but you are able to get out, get to the woods, safely so far. So you are now out of the city. You still have half a day's journey through the forest and woods, and we'll say like probably like 10 a.m. now, something like that.
I know disguise self lasts for about an hour. If we were, I think he would just let that wear off naturally. Probably wouldn't say much either until they're a good half an hour away.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the map. And I'm gonna try and tell Isla to just do a flyover and see what she can potentially see. To give us any kind of a lay of the land before we get there. I know that's gonna be a trip, but the sooner the better. Try to explain all of that to her with my mind voice.
Okay. Yeah. She and she is still Aula, right?
Yeah.
Or has she? Okay.
I didn't recast it.
Okay. Yeah, so she just kind of continues and just flies on ahead, getting the old bird's eye view of whatever's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that one guard that we saw when we were coming out this way, and that nice armor, that was one of the people that was in the room with Barakas.
Oh. That's good to know.
Yeah, I didn't want to make a scene while we were there, but I did want to let you guys know that obviously I don't know if he's the Inquisitor that they're talking about or if he's just here helping the Inquisitor, but
Just to be thorough, they didn't get a good look at you, did they?
I do not think so. I would have a hard time imagining it they would have.
All right. Well, I think it's safe to say any unnecessary contact with the Empire right now is to be avoided.
Definitely. And we continue on our way through the woods.
Okay. Yeah. So as you're going through, why don't you make a survival check? Whoever's kind of leading the way.
Yeah, you know the things and the stuff about surviving.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess.
Definitely helping as best we can, but
Yeah, you can roll with
Alright.
advantage.
Okay, well, let's see how this first one goes. Not great. Not great. So advantage. Remember what that one was. Okay, that's better. Sorry, I gotta check the thing. This is survival. That is a unnatural 20.
Very nice. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, like you see, he laid it out pretty well for you guys, and you know, you're just expertly following the map that was provided to you by Mr. Alavaka. Making pretty good face. So you guys have made it kind of 2 hours through right now. It's not nearly as cold as it was when you were up in the mountains. Still not warm either. You know, you still are in winter. But you know, there's not really, right now at least, there's not really any snow on the ground or anything like that. It's just cold. And let's yeah, I mean, you made it, like I said, a couple hours. You're probably at like the halfway point so far. And there is actually it's actually a road that you're able to follow. Now, as you kind of like look at where he drew it on your map and everything, he kind of like also gave you a little, almost like description of what it looked like too. You know, where they were at, where they were seen. It's kind of like this. There's this curvy road that goes. It's kind of like a little valley area where, on each side of the road, there is a hill, and they were up on the. They were up on the northern side of said road, or they were up above the road. You'll see eventually. Why don't we get one more survival check, also with advantage? And what? You sent Isla ahead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, her flying speed is twice our walking speed. I don't know how you want to factor that in.
Okay. And what is like, how far can she communicate to you?
Only 100 feet, so I'm expecting her to be gone for a while, and then
Okay.
Alicia comes back and tells me what she.
Yeah, so like if she finds anything, like gets there and comes back, it'll be probably like once you're 3/4 of the way down.
Sure.
So, just roll me another quick survival check, Miss Melly.
Yes. So you said with advantage, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So it's a natural 20 plus 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
24.
Very nice. Yeah, you can clearly tell, where you're at, and you're getting to be a really good navigator, actually. The best type of alligator. And you just continue on leading everyone through. Another hour or so goes by, and Isla returns. And what she shows you is this kind of... Here, Actually, I will share a little record here for y'all.
Very nice. All right.
And you could, whenever you're ready, you could pull that up for the folks at home.
Okay.
And that map, this is actually it's actually a new one. We've never used maps from this person before. It is CZ RPG, and there's a link to their Patreon in chat. Somebody we know on Twitter reposted one of their things, and I was like, that's awesome, and their Patreon is super inexpensive, and you're allowed to use it for this type of thing. So I said, you know what? Let me try that out.
We're doing it.
So that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
But don't worry. If you're a fan of Tommy, you will see more of his maps. Always. Right? Also, welcome, John's Nerdy Reviews. John is a good friend of ours. Black Dragon John. The Mutant Agenda. All those things. Okay, so you see kind of the image of this area. And on the top right where you see there's some people standing around. I know it looks red or orange or whatever color you want to call that, or brown even in the photos. But I assure you, it is purple in my imagination.
Yes. That's what I see. I don't know. Maybe I'm colorblind.
It would make sense. Anyway,
Hey.
but but there's like smoke rising from that top area. There are 4 of those people standing around that area, and there appears to be why don't you roll perception for Isla?
Okay. Owls are pretty good at that. Get a little advantage. All right, the high one was an 11, so 14.
Okay. Even with that, Isla's pretty good. There's like remnants of where there might have been like a camp here or something like that. Like something happened here. And there were many more of them. But right now, or at that moment, Isla saw those 4, something smoky coming from that top area, and this whole map.
All right, I think they're using things like prestidigitation and minor illusion. Vael does his best to communicate with everybody what Isla showed him.
I love that prestidigitation is like holograms.
Minor illusion kind of works. But yeah. Only 4 of them, that seems... There's got to be more of them somewhere.
We need to have a serious conversation, though, as to how we're handling this. Because if they think we're coming from the city, there's a good chance they're going to be hostile to us, regardless of what our intentions are. And if we're going in there willing to wipe them out, that's one thing, but I don't want anybody to be caught off guard but what's probably going to happen if we approach them.
I could disguise myself as someone who needs assistance and see how they react. That should say quite a bit about who they are.
Mac kind of glances at Melly and Echo.
So, is
Echo looks a little shifty, we'll say. Fidgety. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. So is our intention to just take back the urn?
Val just looks up, kind of like he doesn't know exactly what to say at first. He just says, my intentions are going to be a little fluid depending on how they react to everything. If they are innocent or good people, I will not kill them. I will steal the urn. Somehow, or Mac will, because, you know, Mac. But nobody tells me what to do.
Ellie's gonna glance over at Echo.
Echo kind of side-eye meets your gaze. He's pretty straight-faced, but then he looks back over to Vael and just very slightly nods, almost like the vibe you get is like, I hope you're right. Like, kind of, I would love to believe that. Not that he doesn't believe you, it's just, I mean, that's very hard to, come across on a nod.
There's
But
a little...
He doesn't really have any words for this. It's just a little bit like, I'm going to trust you. Like, I'm choosing to trust you. But that's the body language that you get from it.
Well, I think that sounds like a fair plan, given our limited information. I know the hope was that maybe we could find out more. I don't know if we want to see if maybe Isla could eavesdrop on them a bit. Maybe find out if what they're discussing is nefarious in some way.
I think that's totally fine. Josh, based on this map and Isla, what she was saying, like, which direction are we coming from, left to right? I'm sorry, you're muted.
You are going to be coming from right to left. Sorry about that.
Okay. Okay. Is there any kind of a estimate as to how far it is from the bottom of that first ridge to the top of it? Does Isla? If not, I mean, I get it, but
I mean, it'd be like a solid. It would be like at least 30 feet at the shortest point, but probably more than that.
okay.
Isla doesn't use, foot, feet, or the
enough.
metric system either, for that matter.
At least 175 talons. Anyways.
So,
Yeah, I think we just get maybe to the base of one of those ridges. I don't know. We could stay hidden for then, but trying to have Isla scout ahead to make sure that they don't have like some kind of watch out tower or point. But
okay, Isla is scouting ahead again.
I think she should, unless any of you see otherwise.
Say go for it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's have So it has been about an hour since Isla showed you what was going on. And now things do look a little different. Izzy, roll me any die.
Die?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, we're gonna do this one. Because I never get to roll this one. It's a 70.
The 70?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think that's good or bad?
I think that's very good.
Yeah?
I think it's even.
You think it's even? Do you think even is good or bad, Jake?
Yes.
All right. Good. So, let's get all you guys, all your tokens in here. Oop, that's the wrong one. We got Mac. We got Vael. We got Melly. And we got Echo. I mean, Isla kind of showed you like a bird's eye view of the map. Why don't you roll perception of, for her as well, again?
Okay. That would be a natural 20 or a 23.
Yeah. Yeah, so you get...
Bullseye.
Yeah, so I mean, this is what you see. There appears to be 4 of those cultists further up the road. And they look like they're carrying something, like they have something, almost like they're carrying something like Ark of the Covenant style in Raiders of the Lost Ark, you know, or maybe not Raiders, I don't know. They like, you know, they have something and they're each holding,
Yeah.
you know, holding a part of it, and there's something in the middle. There also appears to be someone who looks, you know, similar robes as them and everything, but is not carrying anything, a little further up front. And she does see 2 archers up top. on the ridge.
And they're looking in the direction we're coming from?
They're scanning.
Yeah.
They're providing overwatch.
Gotcha. Vael relays that. I don't think there's really a way she's going to be able to just eavesdrop on them.
The people up front are walking, not toward you.
Unless maybe she just lands in a tree over here and just stays there. But even still, that's a far ways to communicate back to me.
I guess, we won't have all the information when we go in. I don't know if it'll be worth it to gather more information if it will put us all at risk.
I like my original plan.
Not sure how exactly you're gonna be in distress, but go for it.
They'll just cast Disguise Self on him. Makes it look like he doesn't have any equipment. He's just got clothing that looks tattered. Maybe looks like he's been in a fight of some kind. Just disheveled. Looks like he's probably, or an elf, probably like 300 or 400 years older than he is right now. So probably human equivalent of like maybe in their mid to late 60s, in that range. I suggest the three of you stay out of sight. And he brings Isla back to be perched on Echo's shoulder. She's going to give me a little more range if you wish to check in. Sort of, if that will work.
All right.
So I don't know if you want us to position ourselves on the map at all, Josh, but I think...
Yeah, go for it. Position yourselves on the map, and also, I guess let's get some initiatives rolled just in case, just so we don't have to stop and do that later.
Oh.
Why would we need initiative? I don't understand.
What's initiative?
We got a 14 for Vael.
16 for Echo.
19 for Mac.
Melly got a 8.
Is this as usual? It seems like
Yeah.
with our initiative.
Before Vael goes anywhere, just to be on the safe side, Melly is going to just say a couple words. She's gonna put her hands on both of Vael's shoulders, and he has Death Ward now.
What does that do?
So, Death Ward, you touch a creature and granted a measure of protection from death. The first time the target would drop to 0 hit points as a result of taking damage, the target instead drops to 1 hit point and the spell ends.
Very nice.
Yeah. There's
good.
one more part. If the spell is still in effect when the target is subject to an effect that would kill it instantaneously without dealing damage, that effect is instead negated against the target and the spell ends.
Interesting.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
Well, you're going in there without everybody right there. I don't like that much.
I'll be all right. Gives a little wink. I can be slippery when I need to be.
Where's Jasper when you need him?
Yikes. Yikes.
All right. So, where would everybody like to be? I guess is this like if you see you're kind of in this bottom section over here. I'd say anything past that tree where Echo's little dude is. You would have to roll a stealth check to see if they even, to see if you could even get out from behind that tree without being seen.
So the tree I'm at, I would need to get back then and be back here.
Or you could roll a stealth check.
Nope.
Okay.
Loved all of that.
Listen, you can have a great +2, but the dice can not be your friend sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So everybody except for Vael, I guess, roll stealth checks as well, just so we have them for how well you're kind of hidden back there too. If you roll poorly, it's not like you're gonna be seen, like something like that. It's just how well you're hidden.
19.
21.
Let's see. Stealth. 13.
Okay. Very nice. Okay. So, Vael, what are you doing? I know you're disguised. You're walking alone on this road as kind of an older person. No armor. You said you wanted to look beat up as well?
Yeah, like
Is that correct?
disheveled, like maybe he's got a wound. I'll say bruises more than blood.
Okay. All right.
And he's just going to be limping forward. Looks like he's trying to keep the sun out of his eyes. He's squinting, and he's just going to be traveling forward on the road.
Okay. Yeah. So,
Until somebody says something, I think is going to be his
mhm.
trigger, if you will.
So you keep walking. Nobody.
And if
says
it becomes
anything.
very clear that the 4 people are in view, like before they say anything, then I'll say something.
I mean,
Can I
you are
interrupt for a
at.
second?
Hmm?
Sorry. Before Vael engages with anyone, Melly's gonna cast Mage Armor on herself.
Okay. No problem. So you now have mage armor. What am I missing? Oh, okay. At the point where you're at right now, would you say anything?
if the 4 people carrying the thing are clearly in view, yeah.
Like, you can see them now, like, barely. Like, if you moved a couple steps forward, you would, like, they're clear as day, you'd see them.
All right. I think he would just still lumber forward another couple spaces.
Okay. I would say right there would be perfect. You see that they've stopped, and they kind of look at you, and this guy will just say, "Who goes there?"
Help me. Do you have water?
And what is it you need help with?
Do you have water?
What brings you here?
Highwayman. I tried to run. He kind of like collapses to his 2 knees, just like.
How far back, man? Also, roll deception.
Okay.
I was going to say deception and performance. But yeah, roll deception and performance.
Do you have a preference as to which one was first? Because I rolled one of them.
Deception I said first, so deception first.
Deception is 17.
Okay.
And performance is a 3.
Okay. So he will say to you, do not come any closer.
He's on his knees, so.
How many of them were there?
I don't know.
How far back, man?
Maybe a mile or 2. Maybe
A mile or 2?
Maybe a dozen. I did get a good count.
You've made it rather far.
Do you have any water?
I have no such water. And you, while you do tell a truth that there were highwaymen, you are in no pain. What is the meaning of this?
Vael stands up. This guy is still there.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know what kind of people you were.
And why is that?
Because I know you took something of great value. Something that does not belong to you.
Is that so?
Yes. Why did you do that? I must know.
That is none of your concern.
I really wish that was true.
What I have does not belong to any man.
I think Oscar might disagree.
And he just kind of looks at you and like smirks for a moment. And he says, "What I have did not belong to Oscar. It belonged to him no more than it belongs to me now. Besides, it has already served its purpose."
I really need to know what purpose that is.
And you hear from the ledge above you, "There's more of them in the trees." And why don't we get, if we don't already have combat music, why don't we get some combat music as the man you were speaking to
Oh, baby.
will say, "Whatever your intentions, you have made a mistake in trying to deceive us, and it will be your last mistake." And yeah, we'll just we'll start off with initiative, and
Oh, boy.
the first to go are the archers. And oh my goodness, this is the first combat in such a long time.
I'm all about it.
I don't even have enough D20s over here.
I've been talking about getting in fights for a while. Everybody's probably sick of hearing me talk about it.
So the archer up top is going to attempt to attack Melly, because Melly is the one that he noticed. So he's gonna roll, and that is a, don't mind me, just a little rusty. That's a 21 to hit. Oh no, wait. Yeah, no, yes, 21 to hit.
Yeah, I think that hits.
Okay. That is going to be 10 piercing damage as an arrow whizzes by, breaks into the tree, and also, what's your AC right now?
Is 15.
Okay. I would say, like, if you're like kind of like in the brush right now, you'd probably have some cover. 21 is still gonna hit, but just, you know, you do have some cover where you are. So like I said, that's gonna be 10 piercing damage. And same archer gonna notch back another arrow, and that one is going to be a 16 to hit. You said your AC currently is 15, right?
Yes.
Okay. I always forget.
+2.
+2, right? Okay. Yeah, so that is a miss. As the second arrow just kind of like hits the brush in front of you, and you know, some branches like crack off, and you get some, like, you know, dust and splinters going by in your face, but you know, nothing connects. The other archer going for Vael to stop the threat directly in front of him. That is a 21 to hit.
I will say this. I was going to ask you a question because this will depend on whether this hits or could hit or not. I never mentioned Vael taking his shield out, but things were definitely getting in that direction. If you say he doesn't have a shield, I completely get it. Completely get it.
Well, so if you were disguised, right? Could you still have your shield out? while in that disguise.
Yeah, it's the disguise self is just changing your appearance, and it specifically says objects that aren't there still are there to physical touch. So,
Would you still have your shield out, or would you have your arrow, your bow and arrow, or something else?
I don't think he would have had anything readily equipped. So,
Okay.
if you want to say
Oh,
it doesn't, then it's a hit.
So yeah, I'll say you don't have your shield out yet for that reason.
Figured I'd check.
Okay, so that one only 5 piercing damage that time, and he is going to make another attack. Next one is a 14 to hit.
To hit Vael is a miss.
Okay, yeah. So the next one just kind of whizzes past you and sticks into the ground. And with that, we will move to Mac. It's Mac's turn.
Right. So I take it, especially since the since that archer up top shot at Melly, that I can see him. He is visible, correct?
I would say based on like the way the rocks are, he would have like a little bit of cover, but you can definitely see him.
Okay. So you're gonna see Mac pull his knife and kind of just like put like the hilt towards him and just say, "I am the master of your fear." And you just see this like black cloud just like come out and just launch directly at that archer and just like encompass that archer's head. And I'm casting Phantasmal Killer on that archer. The range is 120 feet, and I did the math. He's only like 80 or 90 feet away.
Okay.
Even with the elevation, it's still
Yo!
120.
Yo!
So he does have to make a wisdom save throw.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
The DC is 15.
Well, Mr. Mac, they rolled a 4. So they failed. So
right.
Now what happens?
On a failed save, the target becomes frightened for the duration. At the end of each of the target's turns before the spell ends, the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 4d10 psychic damage. On a successful save, the spell ends.
Okay. Very nice. So, no damage this turn.
Correct. It would be at the end of their next turn is when
Very
it
nice.
would. But they are frightened, so they'd have disadvantage on attacks and can't move closer to me.
Very nice.
And then I'm just going to say this now because I don't know if it'll affect this little area that I'm going to try to go up to, but I'm going to use my bonus action to dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. I do have the mobile feat, so I don't know if this would have been rough terrain, but if I use the dash action, I don't lose distance on rough terrain. And then I shall end my turn there.
It would have been difficult terrain,
Or
but
difficult terrain.
because you have the mobile feat, you are able to just zoom right up the side of that that hill. Very nice. Cool turn. Next up, it is the boy who was talking to Vael at the beginning. And he is going to kind of look to the people to his right, and he'll just tell them to drop it. as in the, you know, the thing that they're holding. And he will look to Vael as he casts. He's going to cast Hold Person on Vael.
Wisdom thing?
Yes. Vael must make a wisdom save. Actually, let me just double check that he's actually in range. Yeah, he's in range. Okay. So yes, wisdom saving throw. Good sir.
Yikes. Well,
What you got?
17?
17?
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about that?
Feel pretty good.
Yeah, that's a save.
Okay. I feel like I'm not going to repeat that again if it happens again, but I feel like pretty good about it right now.
So yeah, he cast that and nothing happens, and he just is kind of like, "Grr." And you know, Vael, you feel something kind of like grasping onto you, and then it just you resist it and it lets go, and you're able to move freely. Leader will do. Yeah. And that will bring us to Echo. Echo, little halfling monk boy. Your turn.
Echo's going to take out his staff, and as he's doing so, kind of shake his shoulder back and say to Isla, I think he's just gonna say, "Get somewhere safe," and then book it. I think, oh gosh, how do I want to do this? What does Echo do? Echo is going to move his 40 feet. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's then going to use his action. Sorry, I'm just thinking.
While you're thinking, did you ever fix your hair, or is your hair still down?
No, it's still down.
Nice.
Yeah. Gonna use his action to dash and move another 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And then spend 1 key point. Basically, as he slides into place next to where Vael is, you'll see him just like take a certain like a stance with his staff kind of out, like back over one shoulder and with his opposite hand outward, almost like he's ready to like he's trying to deflect, like a defensive stance. You probably would have seen him do this a couple times, but I'm going to spend a key point to use patient defense and use the dodge action for my bonus action.
Also known as the Jake or Michael action.
Yes.
Awesome. So, yeah, Echo closing the gap big time. Vael, it is now your turn.
I have been waiting a very long time to do what I am about to do.
I'll bet you have.
For the first time.
I hope it's what I think it is.
It 100% is. Vael takes out his bow and just mutters an arcane incantation. Doesn't sound very dark, just sounds elvish. His little eyes kind of have a little greenish, ghostly flare to it, and he's going to cast spike growth through his bow. I'm just gonna make sure I understand how that works. I'm pretty sure I know it's 150-foot range, and I pick a point, and it's a 20-foot radius centered on a point.
Sure.
So I have to just see if I can, which is 4 squares. So I think, Josh, I'm just gonna move one of the cultists to the spot I'm thinking of so you can see exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a four square radius, so it should encompass all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. And let me just
So I'll just put him back.
I'll whip out my
Look at Josh's handy drawings. Yes. The stuff of legend.
This is Le Point. 20. 20. 10, 15, 20. And 5, 10, 15, 20. Alright, what does that do, Jake?
Okay, so the ground radius centered on a point within range twists and sprouts hard spikes and thorns. So I just imagine out of the ground you just see any kind of like loose roots or anything like that just immediately start to like just grow with these spiky thorns and stuff. And the entire area becomes difficult terrain for the duration, which I believe is up to 10 minutes. It's concentration. When a creature moves into or within this area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet. So basically every square that it moves, it takes 2d4 damage per movement square.
Okay.
It is kind of camouflaged to look natural, but I kind of feel like since any creature that can't see the area at the time the spell is cast must make a wisdom perception check. So I don't know if that really applies here. I'll let you handle that. I don't think so.
I mean,
but...
I think they could all.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's clear what's happening. You know?
Yeah. And yeah. So
I would say if you don't want it to look natural, if you don't want it to be camouflaged, if you want it to be like, vines like go up and there's and like that kind of thing, it can be like that too.
Yeah, he's kind of trying to make a statement, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so there's these big, like, cartoony, massive, thorny, like, roots almost that are thick and huge that just engulf this area.
So that was his action. Did Vael see the archer shoot at Melly?
You would have heard it for sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and guess he doesn't know, and he's aware of both archers because of Isla, and he was shot at.
Isla. Yeah.
Okay. How tall is the ridge to the left and below him? Like, could he potentially Misty step up to the top of that?
It's pretty tall. I don't think you would be able to Misty step on top of it. You might be able to find a ledge like towards the top that you could Misty step to and then climb the rest of the way. But
at that point, he's just going to bolt. He's gonna go 1, 2. Is this just a tree he can run around? Like, should I treat it as?
It's just a tree.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
3, 4, 5, 6. And he says...
Anything with... Go ahead.
He's just going to say... I tried to warn you. And that's pretty much it. Do I want to do anything with his bonus action? Actually, how far away? Oh, actually, I can reapply this. Oh, no, that's a concentration spell. Never mind. he is done. He's done with his turn.
Okay. All right. So, as you do that, as you end your turn, begins the regular dudes who are all trapped. It is their turn. Now for spike growth, it's just moving in it. When you move into or within the area, taking a step out of the area.
I would guess that's probably fine. I think, but that's really how you perceive it.
How about this? Step out of any step within the area, regular. Any step out of the area, half damage.
Little halfsy? Okay.
Well, half.
All right. 3 piercing.
3 piercing. Okay. Alright.
I actually would like to say, if you're all right with it, I think he would have taken out his shield. I don't know if he would have had his max rapier ready or not, but since he couldn't attack anything, I think he would have taken his shield out.
Okay.
I don't know how you want to handle that with the bow he used the bow to cast.
Yeah, because you already
It's
had
fine.
the bow out.
No, he doesn't have it. It's 16 AC.
Alright. Sorry.
No, it's good.
Okay, so this guy move over here, and then how much space we have? And it's difficult terrain even to take that step out too. So he's
Yeah.
yeah. Those. Okay, so this dude is just gonna dash up to here to be right next to Mr. Echo. This guy is going to take 1 part of damage and then 1/2 part of damage.
All right, so a total of 7 between the 3.
Okay. Let's see. He also dashes. And then let's see. This guy, seeing as the 2 of his friends experienced a lot of pain going around through it, is gonna just stay put and take out a dagger and attempt to throw a dagger at Vael.
Is it too far for regular range?
It's definitely close. Yeah, no, it's too far for regular range. Let's see. Yes, sir. It's too far for regular range. So.
I think he has Mac.
So that would be an 11 to hit.
That's a miss.
As I imagine the dagger, like, he throws it and another spike growth, like, comes out and just, like, kind of catches it and spits it out, and it just kind of, like, is, you know, it just gets, like, you know, it just, like, goes off in the distance, and, you know, hopefully it doesn't land on anyone else.
Oh no.
And this guy will also take 1 regular side part of damage and then another half.
All right, that's a total of 6 piercing.
ready. Okay. So, their turn is over. Melly bringing up the rear.
Okay, so I actually have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
So for this staff, I know you were talking about wanting to tweak it for some of the higher spells. So
Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. I don't know if I'm gonna use them, but that's good to know. Okay. So did both of the archers already go? And do you think Melly would have seen the one that shot at Vael, not at her? If not, that's totally fine. I just wanted.
The line of sight is really tough. I think you would have seen like an arrow come out from that area and hit him, but like to be able to actually, like, I don't think you could actually see whoever is standing up there, just because there's so much. At least where you're standing right now, there's so much in between you.
Okay. What in the world do I want to do? I've been thinking about it all this time, and now that it's here, I'm not sure. All right, I guess. Melly's gonna go for what she can see, I think. So we're gonna go ahead and do Ice Storm on the guy that's up on the ridge. Take out that the distance guy. It has a range of 300 feet. And I'm gonna need him to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Frightened. Do you have disadvantage on saves, ability checks, and attack rolls? All right, not save. But all right. That is a. I'm sorry. What was it? Dexterity?
Yeah.
That is a 19.
Okay, that's a save. But that's okay, because he still takes half the damage. All right, so it's 2d8 and 4d. Oh no, wait. Yeah, 2d8 and 4d6.
Yes.
I normally have my dice arranged, but I don't today. Okay, d8 and this one. Okay. Okay, not bad. All right, so it's gonna be 12. Oh no, wait, 6 bludgeoning damage because that's half, and
Okay.
then 4d6. Hold on, I gotta roll those. Okay. So, and then another 6 bludgeoning damage, and then I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's like the center point, like he's kind of on the edge, like Melly wouldn't have like made it down the centered the point so it was on the cliff. But the area where the 20-foot radius was is now difficult terrain until the end of Melly's next turn.
Okay. So. I feel like it would have been something like that. That's not perfect, but.
Works.
Okay. So that area is now difficult terrain?
Yep.
Okay. Very nice. And do you make any sort of movement or anything like that? Or are you just kind of staying put?
So I'm assuming that guy is still up?
He is still up. Currently.
Okay. I'm going to just try and get a little bit more cover behind the tree and then use my bonus action to convert some of my sorcery points into spells. It's a 1-for-1 conversion or no?
There should be a chart that can help you find that.
Sorry, it does. I thought it said it in here, but it does not.
I'll find it.
I think it's like one more. So it's like if it's 4th level, you have to do 5.
I'm not positive. But Jake will look it up and.
I got you. What level slot are you trying to make?
I'm going to do.
Yeah,
Thank you, Evan. Sorry, hold on. I'm gonna get my 3rd level back.
that's 5 points.
Okay. All right, and that's gonna be Melu's turn.
All right. Very nice. So, almost like back a little bit further into the tree, so you have like even more cover in there. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna delete Isla from here. If she listened to Echo.
She would.
Okay. All right. Very nice. So that will bring us right back to the top to the archers. It's difficult terrain. Is it just difficult terrain, or is it ice? Difficult terrain until the end of your next turn. Hailstones.
Ridge dude has to be like, what the heck is happening to me right now?
Yeah, that's well. All right. I mean, first off, Ridge dude is gonna take phantasmal force damage, which if you want to roll 4d10,
You do get to roll a save to see if you save at the end of his turn.
at the end of his turn.
Correct.
This.
And that's when the damage happens as well.
Oh, okay. The end of each target's turn. Okay. All right. Well, in that case,
He just has disadvantage on attacks currently.
yeah, Homie is gonna attempt to take a shot at Echo.
I dare you.
It's 13.
15, that misses.
It was 13, so it definitely.
Oh,
missed.
13. Okay. Does he have
And I got
disadvantage because I'm dodging?
I got. Well, I got an oh no for this one anyway, so.
Cool.
Yeah, so he's just like, there's like a black like swirl going on like above his head. You could see his breath. There are just these like hail rocks all over, and yeah, no, he just misses like horribly both times. Now the next, I mean, yeah, now I guess he'll roll a save, and that is a 5. So you could roll 4d10.
23 damage, psychic damage.
23. Good lord. Okay.
Oh my gosh. This poor guy.
How about just like on the side of a mountain, getting hit with all of this? I'm gonna say he's gonna like try to take a step like away or something, and I'm gonna roll a dex save. Melly, what's your DC?
For Ice Storm, it's save a 16 for Dex.
Okay, that was the 13. So I think this dude just has so many horrible things going on that instead of it just being difficult terrain, I'm gonna call that icy terrain. And I think he just tripped and just fell straight down. Izzy, if you could roll me 2d6, and Michael, if you could roll me 2d6.
Got 6 damage.
7.
He's just like, he falls down, hits his head. He seems to be out of the fight.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like Will Ferrell from Austin Powers. I've fallen down, but I'm still alive. If someone could please help me. I'm actually in a lot of pain right now. It's so bad, I've hurt my leg.
I'll say this. Maybe it should have been that. But I don't think it should have been that. Anyway, that brings us to the other archer dude who's gonna take, she's gonna take 2 steps this way and try to hit Vael. That is a 19 to hit. Actually, I'm sorry, it's 21 to hit.
That is significant. That hits.
Right. That one is going to be 12 piercing damage. And
All right.
she's going to try to do it again. And this one was a 9 to hit.
No.
Which I assume does not.
You are correct.
So she will just kind of take a few more steps, get behind that other dude. And I believe it's Michael's turn. It is Mac's turn.
Right. So I am going to continue my little speed running, and I'm going to use my bonus action to dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 30,
Oh, I think I have to do a concentration check.
35.
You do.
What did you, the last one was 14, so still a 10.
35, 50, 55, 60,
I'm good.
65, and then I'm gonna throw my dagger at the archer.
Very
Actually, I'm gonna throw it at the other one because the other one's closer.
Okay.
Because the archer moved behind him. So
Yeah, either way. Whatever you feel. They're both in range.
and that is going to be a 14 to hit.
A 14 to hit. $14 hits. So roll your damage.
That is a max damage, 9 damage.
How would you like to do that?
I just would like to literally, he was aiming for chest and it kind of went just a little bit high and just caught him like right in the throat.
Okay.
Then that little soft spot right there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you get him right there and he just kind of
But then
starts
because the dagger like comes back to me instantly, it kind of just like spurts a little excessively just because there's nothing there holding anything back anymore.
Yeah. It's like I don't remember what it was called. There's a really stupid movie with like marionette puppets, Team America or something like that. I don't remember, but I'm imagining like ridiculous, just excessive, like like anime level of blood coming out as this person falls backward and sprays all over the archer who was trying to hide. Anything else?
Then I'm just gonna take two more things. I was at 65 to get. Oh no, wait, I only have one more 70. So, and my turn right there.
Okay.
Just like after I do that, I take an additional 5 feet towards him, just to kind of like, psyching the archer out just a little bit.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, and also just well, never mind. Yes, we're sorted. Mac does get another face. That will bring us to this person. Top. And this person will It's gonna use spiritual weapon. There. That'll. And let's see. Distance 60 feet. Alright. Gonna use spiritual weapon. Pop that boy right over there. And when you cast a spell, you can make a melee attack against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon. On a hit, target takes force damage equal to 1d8. Alright. So it will attempt to make an attack against Vael.
You understand why.
Which is it's a 6, I believe. So
That will not do the job. Yes.
Close. So close.
Oh, you almost got me. Oh, you're close. Oh.
Oh man. And that's the bonus action. It's gonna attempt to step out of this thing, so you could take
The same thing?
two rounds of damage, or yeah, I guess 1.5.
Okay. 9 piercing.
9 piercing. Okay. 2. Okay. Okay. And well, I didn't say it within time, so whatever. He's gonna end his turn there, and that will bring us to Echo.
From his defensive stance, after knocking away one of those 2 arrows, he's gonna turn to the guy next to him and just say, "Didn't have to be this way." Spin his staff around and try to hit him. But I'd like to make a point that if this knocks him down to 0 HP, I would like this to be non-lethal damage. Basically, like hitting him in the gut, like trying to knock the wind out of him.
Yeah.
To take him out of the fight, but he doesn't want to kill him.
Do you think?
That definitely takes him down to 0. That's a natural 20. Oh no. Okay. Let's see that attack.
Smacky, smacky.
God, it's been so long since I've rolled, I forgot what the damage die was. So it's D8 because I'm two-handing. That's 4 plus 5, so 9, which is not great, but plus 5. So 14 magical bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you get him right in the tummy, and he just, wind knocked out of him for sure. Drops down on his knees, and is kind of just falls back on the ground, holding himself and just,
All right, if he seems to be out of the fight, then Echo is going to look over to where Vael is, see that he's surrounded by... What is the spiritual weapon? If you didn't... I don't recall if you said it. I apologize if you did.
I did not say it, because I was just trying to find any weapon that I could get a token for on Fantasy Grounds.
No, that's fine. I'm just curious, what this cultist would have made this person would have made.
It's like this purplish... kind of like if you've ever played Destiny, like void looking scimitar with like a little wavy, got like a little
It's the sound it makes, yeah. But okay, so yeah, he sees all that stuff and the other cultists around Vael, and then makes a beeline to try to help him out. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And because his weapon has a 10-foot reach, as he's running past, he'll do a quick spin and try to do the same thing to this guy. And try to take him out. But hopefully without killing him. It's not great. I've had better attack rolls. A 14.
14?
Yes.
14 hits?
Oh. Alright, so Owen's Staff of the Wilds. That's a 4 plus 5 for 9 magical bludgeoning damage.
How do you want to try to take that guy out?
If I could sweep his legs,
Yeah.
that would be exactly what I would try to do. So he bonks his head on the ground, like
you sweep the legs, and there's just there's a loud crack as the staff connects with his leg, and falls, hits his head, and he's just knocked out. You could tell that he's still breathing, but he's messed up.
Now what to do from here? That's all I have is a bonus action. But there's lots of things I can do with a bonus action. I don't think dashing would help, because there's an awful lot of spikes on the ground, which Echo did see the spell cast, so he would know it was there.
Yeah.
Alright, I think... Man, I'm like blowing through ki, but it is what it is. I think Echo's gonna do the same thing as before. After he completes that blow, he's gonna just sort of twirl his staff back around and put it in that same defensive position as before. So I'll spend a ki to use patient defense and take the dodge action.
Okay. Very nice. Vael. The dude circled is knocked down.
It's asleep.
Yeah. There appears to be some sort of spectral scimitar next to you. I don't think you provoke opportunity attacks by moving out of its reach. Doesn't say anything about it.
I don't think so either. Do I have line of sight on the like high priest cultist guy that was doing spells?
You'd probably have to move like,
Sure.
I would say like move a couple spaces like up or something, just so, because right now the tree's blocking them
Yeah.
pretty good. Like,
I think the terrain is probably starting to slope upwards towards his right, so he's just gonna not. He's gonna avoid that. He's just gonna take a step over.
so I'll say if you try. Oh yeah, go ahead. That's fine.
Yeah. Just take a step over. Sweep the leg, Johnny. Just set. He's not gonna say. I don't think Vael would say anything. 1, and then 2. He's gonna leave the range. I don't know if you're gonna do an attack or not, but okay.
I'm not gonna tell you. I don't think it provokes opportunity attacks.
Well, fair enough.
and then be like, ah, got him.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't, by the way. Because it only
Alright.
attacks on your bonus action.
Okay,
6.
thank you.
And then Vael is just going to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's still 45 feet away. He is going to just take his bow out and shoot that high priest guy.
Okay.
10 plus 10 is 20.
That's a hit.
Just making sure I do the damage right. Yeah. 7 plus 5 is 12 piercing. Magical if it matters.
Okay. All right.
And then he's going to use his bonus action to cast Chromatic Charge, this time using his new ice sapphire that he got from the cave with the dragon.
Nice. Very nice. And you.
If only I would have done if I was in range for the Hexblade's Curse, because it's a natural 19, but it's a 29 to hit.
Yeah, that is also a hit, and you know that first one, the arrow kind of gets him like right in like the rib cage, and you know he's like,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh. Okay. So that's 12 magical piercing and 15 cold. The 7, 7, 8.
How would Vael like to do this?
Right at the base of the neck. He's killing him.
Okay. Yeah, and as you do that, this like blue, you see it like you see like his veins start to like glow with like a blue hue, and he breathes like these short breaths that you could see his breath every time, and he just kind of you know like blood starts to come out, and then it just freezes, and you see that internally he's frozen, and he's all sorts of messed up, and he falls to the ground. You hear a crack as he hits the ground.
Mm-hmm. That was his. The only option now is Action Surge, which I think he is going to take. And he's going to shoot at the archer up on the ridge that's close to Mac.
Like a little blue pill for fighters.
A little blue pill for fighters. That's right, Josh. Oh, you gotta watch our videos. Okay. Another natural 19, so I'm guessing a 29 hits.
Yeah, that
Why
hurts.
does my Hexblade's Curse what I wanted? 5 plus 5, so that's 10 magical piercing.
Okay.
And then he'll take his second attack. Five plus 10 is 15. I think I might still hit.
15?
Yes, sir.
15 does not hit, just misses.
Oh, that was the other guys. Okay. Then yeah, that's literally everything he can do. He's done.
Very nice. Good turn. Yeah, so y'all did some damage that round, and that will bring us back to the regular cultist dudes, and he's going to take damage, and take damage, and take damage as he's running to attack the source of everything.
How many was that?
3.
3 squares worth?
I'll
Or-
just call it 3 squares, yeah.
So 64?
Mhm.
Okay. Uh, 15 piercing damage.
Yeah. So he
Oh, no.
actually doesn't even make it out of this thing. Like he's
Poor
like
guy.
running, and there's like thorns grabbing onto him, and like you see like cuts start like coming up, and then like as he actually tries to like jump out and attack you with a scimitar, and he just gets like grabbed by these vines, and they're just all around him with their massive thorns into him, and he drops his scimitar, and you see blood begin to spill out of his mouth. He's dead.
Don't try it.
Well, it's not that person's turn anyway. Melly, your turn.
Okay. Melly can't. She's so far behind. She's gonna use her movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. There, and then I guess. Right? That's the right amount. She was here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yep. And then I guess she's gonna dash too, because she can't really see anything.
I'd say you could see, you could see that archer.
Oh, she could see that archer now.
Yeah. No,
How far away are they? Would you say?
Let's see. Probably like 110 feet away, something like that, or take.
110 feet away. Okay. Alright, well, let's just go ahead and do, first level guiding bolt at him.
Very nice. Very nice. What do you think?
Light him up.
Oh, great. Can you believe I only have one die that's not in dice jail right now? Alright, buddy, don't let me down. He let me down. That's a 13.
Unfortunately, a 13 is a miss.
Alright.
As this bolt of radiant light just kind of just like goes from you and just like, sort of like fizzles out on the ridge.
I think that's it. That's all she's gonna do.
That brings us back to the archer. And she... She is going to... Let's see. Melly, Roll me deception. Or, I'm sorry, not deception. Intimidation.
Okay. All of my dice have failed me, so... Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me.
What'd you get?
I got a 5, and then intimidation is +5, so it's a 10.
Okay. So she is going to pull back on her bow, look at Mac, look at Melly all the way in the distance, and let's see. She's just like gonna look around, and she's got this like panicked look, and she's just gonna say, "You'd never let me live anyway." And she's gonna attack Melly, and that is a that is a 18 to hit on the first one, and a 23 to hit on the second one. I'm sorry, no, 16 to hit on the first one and 21 to hit on the second one.
They both hit.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, in total, that's going to be 23 points of damage as she kind of lets the last arrow go and makes eye contact with Mac and says, "I won't even give you the chance." And she's gonna start running towards the edge of the cliff.
Oh.
And she will...
Oh, no.
I will say this. She will attempt to make the jump. But since Mac goes next, and technically all of this is simultaneous anyway, I'm going to give him an opportunity to try to stop that if he wants to stop that.
I do want to stop it.
Okay, so what do you do? How are you going about this?
I'm gonna try to tackle her. So it would be kind of like as she's running across, I would try to hit her. I mean, it would be going pretty close to the edge in and of itself if I succeeded, but that would be my goal, would be to like tackle her.
Okay. I'm just gonna say make a dex attack with proficiency. I know it should probably be like some sort of like grapple or something like that, but both of you are dex fighters anyway, so we'll use dex and it's gonna be fun for both of you instead of low numbers.
Oh, that's terrible. It's gonna be a 9.
A 9? Let's see. Oh, you do have... no, you don't. Okay.
No, we weren't good enough last session.
That's not what I said.
I'm just kidding.
I love the decisions you all made
That's
last
all
session.
I heard.
Inspiration is a weird concept. You've all been awarded it multiple times. So, all right.
So
She is. I'm sorry. Were you saying something?
yes, okay. If I can't stop her from going over, I want to go over with her. So I am going to grab on
Okay.
and hold on if you'll allow that. So,
Roll another dex attack.
Why couldn't this have been the first one? That's a 24.
24. Yeah.
Oh, now I know I'm going over the edge.
you grab onto her at just as she makes the leap to go off, and you kind of take some of her momentum away, but both of you are going down, and we're gonna pick up from there next week.
Oh!
Oh,
You! It is 10:30. Jeez.
Yeah, we're already
Not
half hour
expecting
late.
that. I didn't realize what time it was. Why did I
Me
do
neither.
that?
I totally
I've
lost
been
track.
waiting all week.
Wow. The literal, yeah, Skelly said it best, the literal cliffhanger. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
What even is this?
It's good to have combat again. You now have at least 2 people alive and unconscious, and 2 people falling off a cliff, one of them being one of your good friends and party members. And yeah, I think that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to think about for next week. So everybody, hope you had fun. This is your first time here. You catch up on past episodes on youtube.com/JnJ Tabletop. We have a playlist of all of the old episodes and all of the new. New episodes get posted like early in the week. Usually like a Monday or Tuesday. It kind of depends. Most of the time, pretty early in the week though. So keep posted there. If you like to listen instead of watch, you just go to Spotify or anywhere else you find podcasts, and it'll be under Rare Drop Roleplay there. Be sure to check out our YouTube video this week. We have a new one coming out on how to deal with overpowered players. youtube.com/JnJ Tabletop. Also Rare Drop Roleplay's YouTube. And check out the Meteoran Core on Thursday night. So you can also find all our things as just command JnJ in chat. John's Nerdy Reviews is here. I shared his stuff before. The only link I have access to at the moment is the Mutant Agenda. So I'm going to put that in chat. But if you find that, you can find him anywhere else. And I highly recommend following him because he's a super cool dude. So that's
Incredible. He's the best.
Black Dragon, yeah. Black Dragon RPG or the Mutant Agenda. Both of those things. So anyway, we'll see you on the next one. So everybody have a great week. Be excellent to each other. Be kind to each other. And we'll see you soon. See you on Sunday.